Hello and welcome to the news on NTA International. I am Dennis Adegunloye. Thanks for joining us. The headlines. President Tinubu signs executive order giving premium to health needs of Nigerians. Federal government and IFAD partner to promote food security. And as Iran presidential election culminates in runoff, Mauritanians cast their ballots also in presidential election. President Bola Tinubu has signed an executive order to introduce zero tariffs, excise duties and value-added tax on imported pharmaceutical inputs. The order introduced zero tariffs, excise duties and VAT on specified machinery, equipment and raw materials, aiming to reduce production costs and enhance local manufacturers' competitiveness. Specified items include active pharmaceutical ingredients, excipients, other essential raw materials required for manufacturing of crucial health products like drugs, syringes and needles, long-lasting insecticidal nets and rapid diagnostic kits, among others. The order also provides for establishing market-shaping mechanisms such as framework contracts and volume guarantees to encourage local manufacturers. Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Mohammed Ali Pate, said the order mandates collaboration among the Ministers of Health, Finance, as well as Industry, Trade and Investment to develop a harmonized implementation framework, expediting regulatory approvals and reducing bottlenecks. Pate said agencies including the Nigeria Customs Service, the National Agency for Food and Drugs Administration and Control, Standards Organization of Nigeria, and the Federal Inland Revenue Service will ensure swift implementation with special waivers and exemptions effective for 2 years. 103 Nigerians deported from Turkey have arrived in Nigeria. Ruth Aguele reports that they were received at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport by the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, at the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons.
What is our Nigeria embassy doing? What are they doing in Turkey?
Expressing grievances over alleged mistreatment by their host country, Turkey. These are Nigerians who have been forced back home for alleged breach of migration laws, including overstay of visa and irregular migration to the country.
13 years I've been in Turkey, and I have my company registered in 2018. So I've been doing my legitimate business in Turkey, freight forwarding. I am trapped right now because they cancelled my residence permit just because I changed my house address.
Ever since when I have been in Turkey, I've been having residence permit, you understand? It just got expired and they collected $700 from me for tax and insurance. I did not see my $700, I did not see my resident permit.
But this is not the end of life.
As part of its mandate to protect the rights of migrants in the country, the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons expressed federal government's commitment in ensuring that they are reintegrated into the society.
Now that we have them here, we are hoping, to follow up on all the allegations. As you see, we gave them forms to fill, profiling forms, follow up on all of them, those that require support in whichever way we will do it.
Whatever the situation is, these are Nigerians, and Mr. President has directed to come and do a befitting reception for them.
103 meals were received by the federal government, with starter packs and stipends given as part of short-term intervention measures. In Abuja, Ruth Aguele, NTA News.
Nigeria has signed the Samoa Agreement, joining 72 fellow members of the Organization of African, Caribbean and Pacific States, OACPS, in a pledge to enhance OA-CPS-EU relations international cooperation. Ambassador Obinna Chiedu Onowu represented Nigeria to sign the Samoa agreement at the OA-CPS Secretariat in Brussels. The majority of the 79 OA-CPS member states signed the agreement in Apia, Samoa, on November 15, 2023, which has been provisionally applied since 1st of January 2024. The Samoa Agreement serves as a vital legal framework for cooperation between the OA-CPS and the European Union, with the aim of promoting sustainable development, fighting climate change and its effects, generating investment opportunities, and fostering increased collaboration among OA-CPS member states on the international stage. Emmanuel Macron faces a critical test in France's snap polls as voters go to the polls on Sunday for the first round of snap legislative elections, while Mongolia's ruling party emerges from this week's polls with its parliamentary majority significantly diminished on Saturday after a campaign dominated by graft fears and the state of the economy. Charles Alford reports.
French President Emmanuel Macron faces critical tests in France's snap polls as voters go to the polls on Sunday for the first round of snap legislative elections. Voting will end by 8 p.m. local time on Sunday, and France's public broadcaster is expected to announce a projection soon after. In the meantime, Mongolia's ruling party emerged from this week's polls with its parliamentary majority significantly diminished on Saturday after a campaign dominated by graft fears and the state of the economy.
It's really important to help young people to get jobs and reduce the unemployment. And it's important to support our domestic manufacturing. This is what I think the new president should do.
Charles Alpha, NTA News.
Electoral matters now. Mauritanians this Saturday cast their ballots in a presidential election with incumbent Mohamed Ghazouani seeking a second term as he takes on 6 challengers in the West African desert nation. About 2 million people are registered to vote on Saturday in the country of 4.5 million. Ghazouani, 67, a former soldier, has promised to accelerate investments to spur a commodities boom and more economic growth, with many living in poverty despite Mauritania's fossil fuel and mineral wealth. Key issues for voters include fighting corruption and job creation for young people. Now, a high-level European Union delegation led by EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen is in Egypt to take part in the EU-Egypt Investment Conference, which began on Saturday. The 2-day conference in the new administrative capital east of Cairo brings together more than 1,000 participants, including ministers, officials, European financial institutions, and chief executives from various sectors from both the EU and Egypt.
The conference comes on the back of a landmark deal signed between the EU and Egypt in March, which includes up to $8 billion in support for Cairo's economic reform program and business environment. In exchange, Egypt has agreed to assist the EU with several key issues, most notably the prevention of irregular migration. This new agreement builds on profound ties between our people and decades of cooperation between Egypt and the European Union, said von der Leyen during her opening statement on Saturday. Europe is already Egypt's largest trade partner and investor, accounting for 40% of your foreign direct investments, she also said. During the conference, both sides are expected to sign an agreement for the first €1 billion package of macro-financial assistance. Additionally, 20 memorandums of understanding with €40 billion are set to be signed between Egypt and European companies, spanning sectors such as hydrogen, water, management, construction, chemicals, shipping, aviation, and cars. the Egyptian government will also use the conference to guide EU investment to the country's most lucrative and viable sectors, said the country's President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi on Saturday's opening. The EU has pledged to invest in the development of Egypt's workforce with €25 million project to be signed on Sunday to provide clean tech and digital training. The EU-Egypt Investment Conference represents a significant step forward in the strategic partnership between the two sides and provides much-needed financial assistance for Egypt's economy. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
As part of efforts to improve Nigeria's water sector, the federal government is seeking collaboration with NTAi in the area of water treatment and sanitation. Usman Zubairu reports that this came to light as Minister of State for Water Resources, Bello Mohammed Goronyo, paid a highly productive visit to Istanbul.
The minister's visit in Istanbul focused on exploring collaborative opportunities and strengthening partnership with Turkish.
We decided to come to Istanbul to interact with this very wonderful company and engage them towards providing a lasting solution to our water problems in Nigeria.
The Nigerian delegation toured the state-of-art facility at Duke University, which provide a comprehensive understanding of technological advancements. Discussions centered on possible use of these technologies to enhance Nigerians' water treatment infrastructure in line with the President Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda. The delegation had a robust interaction with GI Aquatech Company, among others.
To look at the various interests of our community and see how we can possibly adopt this solution to work in our community and in our environment.
The engagement is expected to serve as a pivotal step towards fostering international cooperation and advancing Nigerians' water treatment and sanitation capabilities through strategic partnership and technology innovation. Usman Zubairu, NTA News.
Elsewhere, the International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD, and the federal government have commenced a joint supervision mission of the Livelihood Improvement Family Enterprises project in the Niger Delta region. Musa Baba Ali reports that the United Nations agency seeks the inclusion of Imo and Akwa Ibom states in the project.
The Family Enterprises project in the Niger Delta, codenamed LifeND, is jointly funded by the Federal Government of Nigeria, IFAD, and the Niger Delta Development Commission. The 10-year initiative seeks to enhance agricultural activities and job creation for rural youth and women. During the fourth supervision mission meeting in Abuja, the IFAD country director stated that the organization looks forward to upscaling the achievements recorded so far.
This mission is happening at a critical juncture as IFAD is working on the request made by the federal government for additional finance for the LifeND second phase in the 6 states covered by IFAD and the federal government of Nigeria.
Memos and letters have been forwarded to the Federal Minister of Finance for onward delivery to IFAD on the reallocation of the unallocated $6 million USD funds in the cost table of the LifeND project.
I am pleased to inform you that the Ministry of Finance is working closely with IFAD to secure approval for additional financing.
It was observed that for the past years, there was a significant impact on the production of rice, cassava, plantain, oil palm, cocoa, poultry, and fishery in the participating states.
LifeND for the past 5 years has contributed significantly to meeting the program development objectives in ensuring food security, creating jobs, and also reasonable income from the rural youth and women in the Niger Delta region, using sustainable agricultural development as a modality for achieving.
The beneficiaries have reached 26,700 smallholder farmers, exceeding the target of 25,000. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
This is the news on NTA International. Time for a short break. More reports when we return. Thanks for staying with us. In a bid to improve interagency relations among security and paramilitary agencies, which will enhance the security architecture of Cross River State and Nigeria, the Nigerian Navy Eastern Naval Command is cascading the importance of cooperation and collaboration to the tactical level. The one-day seminar brought personnel from more than 12 security and paramilitary agencies on the theme Strengthening Interagency Cooperation amongst Security Agencies at the Tactical Level. Paul Abel reports.
Interagency conflict and crisis is not common among senior officers due to the level of exposure and enlightenment on interagency collaboration. But same cannot be said of other ranks and ratings among security and paramilitary agencies. This is why personnel at the tactical level from the various agencies are here as the FOC Eastern Naval Command highlights the importance of collaboration, mutual trust, common understanding, burden sharing, and resources maximization to ward off maritime threats, internal and humanitarian conflicts.
Our goal is to enhance our operational readiness and effectiveness, thereby contributing to the broader security and stability of our dear nation, Nigeria.
Resource persons from the academia expanded on the benefits of interagency cooperation, conflict and crisis, conflict resolution and mediation, as well as effective communication. Some participants share on the gains of the seminar.
We are more abreast now of the importance of effective interagency collaboration.
We need to communicate properly with other agencies. Don't underlook, don't underrate, don't look down on any agency. Every agency is important on the road.
This cooperation will not just end here. We feel we should extend it to other agencies where we have to harness our resources if we have to build national security.
Questions by participants were answered during the panel discussions.
It is believed that with consistency of such sensitization programs, friction among security agencies, especially on the field, will be a thing of the past. In Calabar, I am Paul Abel, NTA News.
Now, the need for Africa to return to a moral, ethical and purposeful model of leadership to enable the continent to overcome its contemporary leadership challenges is being re-echoed. This time it was at a public presentation of 3 books written by Nigeria's former ambassador to Mexico and Canada, Professor Yorowesi Hega in Abuja. Chukwunonso Nwabweze has details.
The 3 books, Leadership, Leading Africa Out of Chaos, Beyond Ethnic Grievances, the Jukuntif Crisis, as well as the English language and its discontents with other essays, not only draw attention to the oppressive nature of the English language and the need to change the narrative, also proffer practical solutions to leadership issues in Africa.
The title, bold and unflinching, immediately sets the stage for a narrative that finds a dwelling at the crux of the continent's most tumultuous of landscapes, leadership in political governance.
The Jukuntif conflict is mirrored as just one instance out of the number of violent conflicts in the catalogue of ethno-religious unrest plaguing communities and nationalities across Nigeria.
The most interesting aspect of this book, which forms its title, I believe, is a continuation of the debate of the use of the English language as a lingua franca in Nigeria and indeed some African nations.
The author is hopeful that the books kickstart meaningful conversations, inspire positive change, and contribute to a deeper understanding of the complex situations and opportunities facing Nigeria and Africa.
We need to all collectively come together and find a solution to build a strong nation where we are not subjects but we are all citizens, a strong nation where our democracy means that the citizen is the king.
Why Professor Hai is trying to redirect us, we especially we who are participants and we who call ourselves leaders, do we have the capacity or the comprehension to know what leadership is all about?
It's a time for Africa, since we all know it's the next world. We must sit down with ourselves. The leaders must be purposeful in their style of leadership, looking at this kind of qualities or characteristics of a leader written in this book.
With many scholarly works to his credit, this set of publications by Professor Yose Haye coincide with the commemoration of his 75th birthday anniversary. Chukunonsonwa Boise, NTA News.
In other news, environmental justice, climate change, and impact on food security in Africa are burning issues needing not just government intervention, but all and sundry. Ambassadors of Sustainable Development Goals and Ecosystem Preservation and climate justice advocates are stimulating interests in advocacy and behavioral change for a sustainable approach to land restoration, desertification, and drought resilience as a way of fighting the negative impact of climate change on man, food, and agriculture.
Of what the environment has to offer. With regards to the way we live our lives, in your small environment, are you ready to take care? How do you care for the environment? How do you treat your neighborhood?
This government is doing their part. A lot of Nigerians think that government have not done enough. For there are other civil society organizations, non-governmental organizations, who are called at addressing specific issues around what we're talking about today, climate change, and how we need to save our planet and save the earth and our land.
Players believe platforms like this will help escalate the issues of food insecurity and new organic ways of farming if individuals can adopt a lifestyle that puts care of the environment at heart. Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Uche Nnaji, has tasked experts to come up with innovative ideas to mitigate some negative environmental impacts of road construction and also fashion ways of curtailing and eliminating project delays. This was at an international workshop on global trends in design and construction for durable road pavements organized by the Nigerian Building and Road Research Institute. Justin Bemunyi reports.
The convergence of these experts from across the globe marks a significant milestone in collective efforts to enhance the quality and durability of road infrastructure in Nigeria.
This workshop, therefore, is intended to find a holistic solution that will ensure the durability of road pavements in the country.
The training, being a platform to enhance knowledge from the latest research in road pavement design and improve technical skills of professionals, has got a nod from the Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology.
Road infrastructure is the backbone of our nation's economic development, facilitating trade, connectivity, and access to essential services. The design and construction of durable road pavements are therefore of paramount importance.
Let me assure you of the National Assembly support, full support, on any resolution from this workshop, as long as it will ultimately be beneficial to Nigerians.
Various experts brought to the table relevant experiences on global trends in designs and construction for durable pavements to promote economic growth and inform better policy decisions.
Can key into a software any part of Nigeria, and it can give you the average properties of soils to meet in any part of the country. And this is very important for this country.
So we're calling on the government to continue to challenge Nigerian engineers so that today, tomorrow, we shall take charge of infrastructure development in the country.
There are technologies that we can benefit from, utilizing, for instance, the cold asphalt mixes, which we can produce in Abuja and use in somewhere like Port Harcourt, bag it, and use it to do some kind of maintenance thing that is very necessary to keep the life of the pavement working.
The NIBRI workshop left participants equipped to implement innovative, durable and sustainable road construction solutions, ensuring maximum returns on infrastructure investments and significant contributions to national growth. Justin Bemunyi, NTA News.
Let's now get a quick look at the weather prospect for Sunday in Nigeria and some other parts of the world. Well, this is where we end the news at this time on NTA International. Thanks for watching. I am Dennis Adibunloye.